Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great this Thursday.
Beautiful Thursday.
Beautiful Thursday. For those that are actually looking at the sun. Anyways. So, this is... we're so chipper.
We're so chipper.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
This is week 2 of the children being back in school. And with that in mind, we have decided that today's episode, amongst other things, because we go off the rails, we are going to talk about routine changes and getting back into the swing of things. So, without further ado,
Episode 7
yes,
is coming your way.
Indeed.
So, my dear, hello again.
Hello. So, like we said, this is week 2 of the kiddos returning to school. It's actually, it's week 2, but the first week was weird because they started school on a Wednesday.
It was half a week.
Right.
3 days.
Yeah. So, this is the first full week of the kiddos being back to school. And are you struggling at all to get back into the routine? Like, do you think that the kids are struggling? Are you having like any personal struggles with them getting back to school?
Actually, in my case, thank God, and knock on wood, I'm going to find wood. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Wood. That's wood right there. So yes, knock on wood, knock everywhere, our heads everywhere, because thank God, Angel has been doing good. He's been,
awesome.
Even though he has 2 teachers now instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
Well, he has other electives.
Oh, okay.
2 electives.
Wow.
And then 1 teacher for the main, courses, right?
So like a homeroom teacher, like the main teacher.
Like the main teacher that does the English, math, science, and history.
Got it.
So now they have 2 teachers to do that. And then he goes to his elective. Anyway, with that explanation, I thought he was going to have a little bit of a hard time.
I mean, I would think that.
Right? And I thought, but he knew this other teacher already.
Okay, so I guess that helps.
He doesn't know the other 2, but he's seen them in the school. The school is not that, huge or anything. And so...
And that's good, too, for generalization.
Yeah. I think he's been doing well.
Awesome.
He's been doing super duper well. I knocked on wood, and I will knock on wood a couple more times.
Our kids surprise us all the time. Like, sometimes they're doing great, and we are the ones that are struggling with things.
Yeah, I think we overthink it, first of all. And, yes, we want to be vigilant, okay, this cannot go wrong, and this and that. And sometimes even like the teachers or even therapists or people that when we share a whole bunch of like extra information, they look at us like we're crazy.
Right. Yeah. I definitely go overboard with that.
I do too.
I almost like want to tell them everything in, it's...
I want like a snapshot of my child, basically, so they can, when they see Angel... They'll be like, Mom said that. Exactly. I know exactly what's happening right now. You know? I just feel like it makes it easier on your child, and it makes it easier on them.
On them, absolutely.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No. I do exactly the same thing. I've done that. I've been guilty of that since the very beginning, and I still, it's that umbilical cord. I can't cut it. No. But
we try. But this second week, what about Justin?
So Justin is doing very, very well. I kind of knew that he would because he loves going to school, and that routine is very important for him. Usually we struggle when there's no school. Right. So I knew that he's doing as can be expected. We did have, so on Monday I was stuck with him in traffic for almost 2 hours. That is very, very difficult on him. One thing is if the car is moving, like if we're going on a trip and the car's moving for 2 hours and we're on a highway, even that sometimes is very difficult because he'll ask to go to the bathroom and he doesn't realize that we're, 10 miles from the next rest area. That can be a challenge, but that's not as bad as being in traffic. The completely
and I think almost
traffic.
I think
that's
almost
hard.
in knowing how he is,
Mm-hmm.
I think almost also is about, okay, I'm supposed to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening here?
Right.
That I'm stuck in this car.
Right.
And am I not supposed to be, at home getting ready to go?
Mm-hmm. So that was very difficult. Luckily, we did find a solution for that now, so I won't have to take him with me to go take Chloe to school. So that's gonna help. Yeah, definitely. As far as Chloe goes, Chloe's excited. She's has a few classmates in her class that she knew from before. Her teacher so far is fabulous. I was very excited and happy when I heard who her teacher was going to be because I had heard very good things about her from another teacher.
Nice.
But I am struggling a little bit with getting her back into the routine of things. So with going to bed at a certain time.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's very difficult. And getting up, and she doesn't realize that we hustle in the morning. It's like we're trying to stop a fire in the morning. We need to get up and pretty much run. And so she's just taking her sweet time. And the later you arrive to the school, the longer car line takes, the carpool, and also the more traffic you're gonna get.
Right.
I have chosen, I moved a few months ago, as you know, and I chose to not put her in the school near my home. I wanted to leave her in the school, which is totally allowed. I'm not committing fraud. She's in a charter school, so she,
Don't freak out, people. Don't freak out.
She is allowed to stay in that school because it is charter, but it is a big sacrifice. It would be worse, I think, the routine change if we were going into a brand new school. So I'm happy that I made that decision, but it's hard, especially when. It's hard to get them back into that routine.
It is. It is. Sometimes it works out. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're like, oh my God. And even they surprise you.
Right.
But sometimes it's really not. And I know of some people that it's getting a little hard. Mm-hmm. And that some kids do really well in school, but when they get home, it's almost like... Tasmanian devil, walks in,
Right.
With Sergio, I gotta say, I can't believe I say it and I think it, and
he's a senior, guys.
He's a senior.
Like that is just so Justin's a senior too, but we deferred his diploma, so which we could talk about at some point of what that means. But he can actually stay in school until he's 22, which is right. Unless you have a plan for your kiddo, that is definitely the way to go. As we've discussed before, finding adult programs for certain kids is very, very difficult. So although that's not an issue with Sergio, it's, with Justin, we had to defer his diploma, right. And he can be there as long as we can keep him.
Right. And then with Sergio, I just can't believe he's a senior.
That's incredible.
So, but he has like this frame of mind of
right.
I'm a senior, so that's it. This is it for me. That's it.
I own this bitch. I can do whatever I want.
Exactly. I fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Right.
Nobody's gonna tell me what to do, and I am done. I'm like, no, you're not done. You're not done yet.
I would probably just remind him that, or even tell him a little tidbit about somebody that, so and so did this and slacked off their, rest of the year, and then they didn't have enough credits to graduate. True story. That does happen.
Yeah, true story. I don't think it's to that point,
right?
But it's almost like
this is my senior year. Kids work so hard.
Yeah,
I think that so much is expected from them all the time, and all day they're being told what to do. I don't like being told what I'm doing. He has honor classes. He has all that. Wow, I didn't
know that. And he has one or two. Am I being a bad mom? Because I don't know. But anyway, I think he has 1 or 2 AP classes. So,
oh my goodness, he's come so far. That's incredible.
He's doing well. I can't complain
for him.
It has that change was
in the beginning. It was rough. The change from he was very nurtured, and it was a different situation. But once,
I think where he was before, he needed to be
at that time.
At that time,
yes,
because of the situation, because of what was happening in our lives, because of me.
Yeah. Yeah, for many reasons. And Angel was there.
Angel was there. You know,
it was convenient at the time for a lot of different things. But I think you made the change at a very good time for both kiddos. I think they had already reached, I believe, their potential of how far they were going to get.
To me, it was that kind of thing. I had to be realistic on although it took me, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, it took me a bit.
We all dealt with that. And
so I just had to cut the cord and be like, you know, it's time for you to see the world in a different way. Mm-hmm. Okay? Not, you know, you're
but
used
I remember,
to this,
man, like even once you made that decision, he wasn't doing that great. Like he was not in OAP class. I remember at that point, you know, it was a struggle. Horrible. He wasn't horrible and he wasn't like failing, but it was an adjustment for sure. An
adjustment for him and for me.
For sure.
Whew.
I will say that the schools, so they're sister schools, Sergio School and Chloe School.
Right.
And
they're charter schools.
Right. They're charter schools, but they are sister schools in the sense that they're owned by the same umbrella or run by the same umbrella.
Right.
It's no joke. Like their curriculum is, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They really do prepare. I know that Chloe School focuses a lot on leadership, on becoming leaders, and I can see what, like, how that's even happening.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So it was a big change, but it had to be done. Mm-hmm. And I think even for Angel, I did the same thing, you know, a year after, and it had to be done.
Yeah.
It had to be done, and it wasn't anything. It's just that it was time. Mm-hmm. It was time for him to experience the world in a different way.
Definitely. I think you did it at the perfect time.
So, I think both of them are doing great, and I'm very proud.
And as far as routine, he's doing good. I mean, I know that you mentioned that, but he's doing good with, like, you know, the changes of getting back into that groove.
Yeah, it's for both of them. Mm-hmm. You know, the going to bed at a certain time is like,
I usually, I mean, I think, and listen, I'm going to give advice, and I'm not practicing what I preach, because
do what I say, not what I do.
So this year didn't quite work out like that, but this year was very unique and interesting of a summer, as I've mentioned. But I would say one of the things is establishing a bedtime routine, whatever that looks like for you. So Justin likes, even if he already had a bath, he likes taking a bath right before bed. So even if he's tired and sleepy and he wants to go to bed and he took a bath, you know, he took a shower a few hours later, at times he won't turn off the clock. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. He won't fall asleep unless he just had a shower right before. So whatever routine it is that you could establish, I think makes a big difference.
Right.
Whether it be, you know, some people will have a glass of milk before bed, have a bath, whatever routine works for you. And I think a big one, and, you know, we're not doctors, but these things are hard on your system. So, and I can speak for myself. I don't sleep the same if I am laying in bed with Instagram. You can't turn it off. I would say one thing that I think a lot of parents should do, and I'm trying really hard to do, is I eliminate it after a certain, you know, after a certain time.
I did the same thing, especially with Angel. And what we have is his bedtime is 9:00.
But you need to start working towards that 9:00.
Right. So then somewhere around 8:30 is complete cutoff. Sometimes even earlier.
Right.
I will like, hey, come here, do this, do that. Let's lay down. Let's whatever. Y se lo quito. Pero if not, if I haven't been able to do that, 8:30. He knows
That's it. Yeah.
to put it away. I'll have to remind him sometimes. Sometimes he does it on his own.
Right.
I was like, thank God. But sometimes I have to remind him, and then he'll put it away, and then he'll just lay down to watch TV.
Right.
He'll come around, to my bed or to where I'm at, the living room, whatever it is. So that I started doing that, and I felt like it was an easier transition to just relax and then go to bed.
Right.
Because and he wakes up in a better mood. I don't know if you notice that.
No, the more Justin sleeps, the better he is the next day. That is when his sleeping pattern is off, he is totally off. That, and I see it with both kiddos. But I mean, it's not that hard. Like, you even can see it with yourself. If you got the rest that you needed, you're going to perform better. You're going to feel better the next day. But with Justin, I definitely see it. The more he sleeps, like if he sleeps a full night and I can already tell that he's going to have a better day. It's just that's just the way it is. I think that, whatever routine works for you is have one. Right. So off topic, Justin started with a new ABA team, Applied Behavior Analysis team. It's so far the company seems very organized. Honestly, it's actually weird. That's just the way it's supposed to be. It's just been incredible.
It's so awesome that it's like
so awesome
weird.
that it's like, are you guys even real?
Are you for real?
No, it really very professional. I am very, very happy. I never imagined in a million years that Justin would even have a female RBT, behavior therapist, but she's a female. She's not afraid of him, and it is going great. So because of that, our schedules and our routine has changed quite a bit. So he gets home around 4:00 at 4:10, and then the team arrives around 4:30, and they're there till 7:30.
That's awesome.
By 7, he's telling them bye. That's his way of get out of my house. It's time for me to do my thing.
Leave me the alone.
So he'll start just saying bye, and we'll say yes. In a few minutes, she's going to be gone. So he'll do it a few times, but he's getting to the point where he kind of already knows this kid has an internal clock. But so
they all do.
Right before she leaves, like around maybe 7:15, what we're doing now is, which without even noticing, we're establishing a routine. He takes nighttime meds. And supplements. He'll take his nighttime meds and supplements at around 7:15. She doesn't push him too hard those last 15 minutes. They kind of get into that, it's almost bedtime. And so right after she leaves at 7:30, it would have already been like 15 minutes since he's had his meds. He'll take a shower and he lays down quietly, and usually he'll fall asleep on his own, or I'll put, like a fish tank type of video, something very soothing, and he'll fall asleep on his own for the most part by 8:30 at the latest. And so those little changes have actually established a routine without even noticing. Yesterday she said to me, do you want to go ahead and give him his meds now and I was like, yeah, so that we do it right before she leaves. And he's expecting it. So it's like I said, even if he's already taken a shower, he'll be like, shower, Sometimes we'll have to, he's clean, more than clean. We'll put him in just for a few minutes. Right. Yesterday, we didn't have to do it. Yesterday, he actually fell asleep, even though because he had already taken a shower. Right. We had to take him a shower early, so.
So, yeah. Talking about that internal clock, in different occasions, Angel has been like, okay, it's time to go, whatever. And he'll say some funny stuff that. Yeah. But I remember with his analyst, which was his RBT before, she would always tell him, and this was younger, I'm not saying now, when she first, not first, but, halfway.
Towards the beginning,
and then she would say, oh, no, mama bear, my mama bear, I have to go get my mama bear.
Okay.
Right? So when she would say bye, she would say, bye, Angel. Now I'm going to go get my mama bear.
That's cute.
Right? So after a little bit, he will go, hey,
oh my God.
It's time for you to get your mama bear. You got to go get your mama bear.
That is so funny.
Every time we hear that, I would just die laughing.
Yeah, like he knew it was around that time.
He was like, okay, dale.
Right.
It's time. Acaba.
Yeah.
We'll go.
That is so funny. I don't think, like, Justin he doesn't know what time it is.
No.
But he understands.
It's almost like they feel it.
Yes. Yes.
You know, they feel it. They feel it. Óyeme, hablando como los locos. Hablando como los locos. Someone brought up to me that we should do this podcast in Spanish.
Yes. We talked about that.
What you think?
I'd love to know the opinion of others. So we already...
I mean, it would be difficult, I think, because we want to reach as many people. Right. And I guess, yes, we speak Spanish. Hablamos español. You know, whatever.
Se habla español.
Se habla español. Pero I think it would be hard for us to do every podcast in both.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be like possible. I mean, I don't know. We can definitely entertain the idea.
Yeah.
We already speak a lot of Spanglish, which is actually like a whole other language here in South Florida. And I get, you know, when this was brought to us, brought to you, I get it, the reasons why. I think because of where we're located, we do have lots of people here that don't speak, you know, English or may not understand it in a way where, and we don't exactly speak slow either. So, I mean, we're not even giving them a chance.
And I try, but sometimes I speak too slow and then she speaks too fast. And
we're not in sync. But I'm open to doing something. I think maybe, I don't know. We would love to get the opinion from you guys. You guys that are actually watching the videos.
About like special episode?
Maybe we can do
every so often
a special episode, or even like, let's say that we don't do a Spanish podcast, but you guys want to know of a specific subject or like wanted us to discuss something and you would like it to be in Spanish. I think we're very open to ideas.
Yeah, I think so. So that will be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh boy. What happened?
Evie Unleashed.
Oh yes. So
how cool was that?
That was amazing. We are so grateful for the experience.
Yes.
And the chick is cool.
She's like cool people.
Yes. So I've been listening to her on and off for many years, but meeting her in person, you know, for our short conversation and the short time that we were at the station, you get, what is it? You see what you get, basically.
Right.
She is exactly like what
or you get what you see. Or you see what you get.
Right.
I don't know. Una de esas cosas. No sé. Eso mismo.
Eso mismo.
¿Sí? Eso mismo.
There we go. She is like super real. We're very grateful for her and for giving us the opportunity to come on the show. Very nice.
And you saw the messages that we got.
We did. We got several messages from people that were listening. The nice thing about this was that our interview was featured on several radio stations at different times last Sunday. So, and actually, maybe we should just play a clip.
What do you think?
Sure. What do you think? Just
all right.
A clip, maybe a quick one. And then, of course, if you want to watch or listen to the full interview, that is available on... Did we put it on? We have it on YouTube?
We have it on... No.
Well, it's on our website.
It's on our website.
It's on our website when you first go into the website.
We didn't put it on YouTube.
No, it's not on YouTube, but I think we probably could put it. I don't know. But definitely, you know, like we always say, the best...
We'll ask our technical department.
Right.
Anyway.
Definitely you could listen to it on our website, which is always where we want to try to route you anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great experience. And here's a little clip from that.
today the floor and the mic goes to SpectrumMamis. And let me clarify, when I say mommies, it's MAMIS, correct, ladies?
Yes. Correct.
Now we have Ida and we have Lisette, and Spectrum is the name of a podcast that you ladies have, right?
Yeah.
So explain to me what the name Mommies means and what it's all about.
Okay. So SpectrumMamis is a podcast that we've put together. We are both moms of teenagers on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
And so we are on most of the podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube and all over social media.
Gotcha. And how did SpectrumMamis come about?
Well, we've been talking about it for a while.
Right.
We've been, I've been trying to convince her. She was camera shy.
Very camera shy.
And now she's not. And something happened with her son that...
Lots of things happen with my son.
That's true. That is true.
But it was one specific incident that I think mostly drove us to finally do it.
Wasn't that pretty cool? I just, it was a good opportunity. It was a good experience, and she was awesome. And thank you. Thank you, Evie, and thank you, Power 96. And ahora, I gotta say, we live, for those of you who listen to us in other places, in the United States or in the world, I went to Pollo Tropical the other day.
I go there a lot.
And I gotta say this. This is something I want to share. I want to kind of put in here because this is some fucked up shit. It's
one of those W.T.F moments that we talk about all the time.
Exactly. This is exactly a W.T.F moment, which means what the fuck moment. Anyway, I went to Pollo Tropical. I was in a rush, whatever, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I get a whole chicken with the rice, the beans, whatever.
Right, like the family meal or whatever, yeah.
So I approached the thing.
It was a
long line.
As
always. People that are not from around here, Pollo Tropical is a Latin, Cuban.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they're national, but they're in a lot of states. Yeah, they are in a lot of states. They're not just in Florida.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a lot of them here.
Yeah. So usually there's long lines towards the end of the day, mainly.
Oh, yes.
Because people it's like one of those quick, let's go kind of meals, and it's a full-on meal. Anyway, to give you a little something about that. So I'm there, I make the line, whatever. I approach the drive-thru, in the drive-thru, and I say, yeah, I'll like the whole chicken meal with rice and beans. Ma'am, we cannot, we don't have chicken. That's the first thing that she said. I went, what? I was like, what? She's like, well, we do have chicken, but we cannot sell you a whole chicken. We can sell you a quarter meal, or don't look at me like that. I swear. I'm thinking
about it because
I swear I am not making this up.
I've had these situations before, when I've gone to McDonald's and they don't have fries, which most people, let's be real, go to McDonald's for the fries. And or donuts. You go to Dunkin' Donuts and they're out of donuts. That sort of thing.
Right.
But
so she says
chicken is in the title. It's okay.
You would think, right?
Right.
So we can sell you a quarter of a chicken or half a chicken, but we cannot sell you a whole chicken. I swear to God.
But they can sell you the quarter, so they can sell you the meal, which, by the way, is more expensive because when you factor in that you're a family of 4, so I go there a lot and I know their menu well, and a lot of times we rather get Troppy Chops because they're it's easier for the kids to eat it,
right?
But it is a lot more expensive when you get them individually. So when you buy the family meal that brings the sides and the whole chicken, it's like $23 and you're feeding a family of 4. So
then she tells me, if you want the whole chicken, you would have to wait about 20 to 30 minutes. I was like,
okay, so they just didn't have any cooked chicken, probably, but
No,
they
but-
did have the. But okay, so listen,
I don't know, but hello.
I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I'm the first to admit that I'm
No,
not
but-
sure that I made it past 4th grade math. But here's the thing, like,
Let's do math here.
okay,
A quarter
isn't a
plus a quarter plus another quarter,
Right.
Plus another quarter.
4 quarters is the whole chicken. So she's selling you the whole chicken anyways.
Oh shit! I don't know. I was so mad.
No?
I laugh about it now, but I was in such a hurry,
That is funny.
and I was like, oh my god! I said never mind, and I drove off. Thank God there was another Pollo Tropical not too far, because
Right, right. And,
And I
there's
went
none
there
that
and-
close to your house either. Like I have
No,
a few.
around this area.
Around this area,
Actually,
there really
I had
isn't.
to go
Yeah.
somewhere up north. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna tell you because we don't want to give locations.
No, but-
of these pollo tropicales.
Yes.
Because we don't want anybody to come at us. But anyway, that happened, and I had to drive to another.
Unless,
one.
of course, Pollo Tropical wants us to pay. Wants to pay us for advertisement. That would be fabulous. But given that, whatever, like this is where the conversation ends.
That's it. That was it. There you go.
man, that's
There you
good,
go.
that's
But
good.
yeah, I have
Ma'am,
to say it.
we don't have chicken.
I know when she first said that, I went like,
But
"Wait,
you're,
what?"
but
I literally, I swear to God, I literally kind of looked around.
Wait,
like,
what?
Like, am I not in Pollo Tropical, drive-through?
you're like, shit, I drove to the wrong place again.
Which can happen. I'm not saying it cannot happen. It can happen. But I was in Pollo Tropical. I was
Have
there.
you ever gone to... Okay, I don't know if this has happened to other people or if it's just me and like my ADHD or if like... I have to know. Have you ever gone to like a fast food place and you pay and you leave without the food?
I have actually paid for groceries.
And you leave without the groceries
And
that you
half
went
of
to
the
get.
groceries.
Yeah, that's happened to me too.
Not half of the groceries, but
Señora, su bolsa.
Señora,
Who the hell's calling me?
ma'am.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, shit. I'm not gonna have milk tomorrow.
Wait. I needed that too. Hold on.
I've done that a lot.
You done that a lot?
Oh yes.
I've done a few
Or I'm at
times.
the register and my debit card is in my car. Because that's a good place for it.
Yeah. Scatterbrains. What can I
So
say?
many things. So many things.
What can I say? Scatterbrains.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I heard this. This. I don't know if it's a quote or if it's a. Hold on, please. It's someone said, right? Which kind of like hit me.
Yeah.
One of those
Resonated
things
with
that
you.
that get to you. You
Yeah.
know? And it goes something like this. Motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
In motherhood, we're expected to work like we don't have children,
Mm-hmm.
and to parent like we do not have a job.
I've heard this. And so, and I don't know who wrote it, so sorry. Can't give you the credit there, but
Sorry.
But I have heard, like I saw a meme or something on social media about that. It was a little longer, but it was pertaining to, I think it was expectations, society's expectations for women.
Yes.
And I think it was also along the lines, so it did say something like that, but
I didn't
then
say
it also,
it there, but
yeah.
I heard someone in a podcast saying something like that.
Right.
And I'm like,
Absolutely
shit.
true. Society puts a lot on women specifically. And then you also have to be the wifey. That's,
You gotta do it all.
yeah,
You gotta do it all.
pretty much.
I mean, we're here for parents, but hey, us women, parents overall. moms and dads and all that stuff. But we take.
I don't know if I
don't know
saw
what to
one
say about that.
Yeah, for real. And that's all I have to say about that. I saw
Life is like
exactly. I you caught that reference. That was good. I thought I was just a crazy one that brings up references like that. I saw one from a woman pastor, Joyce Meyer, I think it is. I think you've watched her too.
Yes.
That, and we might have actually, I think I've sent you this before, where it says something, and again, I'm going to butcher it because I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it says something like, the husband, at the end of the day, the husband tells the wife, all right, well, good night. I'm going to go into bed. And she says, okay, I'll see you in a minute. Or she tells him, I'm going to bed. And he says, all right, I'll meet you there. See you in a minute. So then the wife packs the snacks, writes a letter to the teacher. Yes. So she does like this whole list of things, goes into the older kid's bedroom, asks if they're done with their homework. And so she must do like 15 things. She gets back into the bedroom, probably an hour later. And the husband goes, I thought you were coming to bed. I am.
Now.
So,
yeah.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll, yeah, and that's what happens.
Isn't it amazing, these people that can just put their head on the pillow and that's it? I put my head on the pillow and I'm like, I should have taken melatonin. Speaking of which, am I almost out of melatonin? Where's my birth certificate? Well, Speaking of birth, I can't believe I did it the second time without an epidural. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, am I about to get my period? Oh, no, not yet. Did I already get, and then it just...
Yeah. And I didn't make that phone call, or I didn't do this, or no, this and that, or whatever.
And I'm doing
what was it on the thing?
All the time.
And yes, list. I now it's gotten to the point that I actually have a notebook for me to write it down,
to do stuff,
because I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up between taking kids here and there. They have jobs.
I know. Isn't that incredible?
All that running around working is just hard. It is hard. But anyway,
I think when we went to the interview the other day with the radio station, she said, how do you guys even, like, how do you guys do this? And I was like, bro, I don't even know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
And the shit that you have to move around because you can't get to this or that or this. And people must think like, oye, pero hasta cuándo? Como hasta cuándo? Yeah. That's what we say in our bodies, like, hasta cuándo?
Yeah. Which actually reminds me about how we're going to talk. I think it might be our next episode. We wanted to talk about, I think this episode particularly is kind of, I think we've gone a little bit of everything, but it was supposed to be about the routines. But still, we did. And
we could talk on another, episode
we'll circle back.
Yeah.
But
we're going to be circling back with a lot of the stuff.
That's true. Anyway. That's true. But I think that I just totally lost my train of thought because, it only lasts like 1 minute. And if I don't say it then, I'm done. I'll be thinking about it tonight when I'm trying to get to bed. Oh, shit, that's what I
wanted to say. Like, it just went.
I got it. Yeah. It was how we're going to have an episode coming up, probably the next one. Yeah. About taking care of yourself, or like how you are always the last one.
Yes.
Right? And how our kids come first.
Yes.
And
that I want to do.
That's a very difficult.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So... most likely next episode.
Yeah, I think that should definitely be the next episode. But we've just had like super busy few weeks. Our last episode was very short. It really wasn't an episode at all. It was just kind of us checking in.
Because we don't want to leave you like, okay, so it's Thursday. What do you got? You know
exactly.
Because we do have 4 listeners. No, I'm just kidding. Because I
to the 4 people that are listening to us.
That reel,
we got you.
I've seen that reel that they say to the
5 people liking my post. Do you want anything from the gas station? Love it.
So so we have, a few.
Yeah.
A few now.
Hopefully more. And that's where you come in.
There you go.
Right?
So yeah.
Like, comment, share.
Like us. How can you not? What is the most WTF thing that they've said to you?
So this could be something that was shocking or hurtful. And I think really from anybody, but I think more what we're looking for is for the medical community. Whether it be maybe a therapist or a doctor,
in general,
nurse.
About our life, about the autism life or special needs life that you live,
or just you in general. Like you might not, because some of our 4 listeners might not be parents of children with special needs, but I think,
and we had this conversation before.
So the reason we decided to bring this up is because we had this conversation before, and it was recorded, and it was going to be part of another episode, and we ended up not including it. So we've decided that we want to put the question out there for you guys, and start a discussion. And I would love to see the comments, from you 4, but
5.
Oh, my bad. But I want to go ahead, and we wanted to go ahead and actually show you what our conversation was and what those moments were like for us. So here's a clip from that.
There you go. I want to ask you, what's the worst thing anyone has said to you regarding autism, I guess? I would want to say, a doctor, a nurse, anybody, any medical, or even people, overall. What is the worst thing you've heard from them that it just, that irked you, that just... that still to this day, it's like, how can they have said that?
So... It's been 17. My son is 17, so we've heard quite a lot over the years. But I think, so as far, mine is mostly from a medical professional.
Okay.
And I've had lots of negativity from different medical professionals. But I think the one that sits with me the most and irks me, like you said, is probably our initial or our second. So we saw a neurologist, which I believe I shared during that video. We saw a neurologist when Justin was about 1.5 years. And so that neurologist was fine. Like, he didn't think there was anything going on, but that wasn't a super negative experience or anything like that. So, but then when we were finally trying really hard to seek diagnosis and get more help, and Justin was about 2.5, I walk into a neurologist's office, my husband and I and Justin, and we are greeted by a doctor who was not very nice.
Bedside manners.
Bedside manners is important, people. She just wasn't warm and pleasant, and this is your most prized possession, really. So you want someone that is warm and pleasant and understands, and
right.
But she said a lot of really bad things to us that day. But the worst one was, and I quote,
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Yeah. Haven't you guys noticed that this child is mentally retarded and severely autistic?
What the fuck? Listen, listen, in other podcasts, and we have not highlighted those what the fuck moments, because we said a couple of things that it is what the fuck moments.
It really is, yeah.
But that right there, guys, that's a big ass what the fuck.
Yeah. It was like, she looked at me, she looked at my husband, and she looked at the little, and she looked at me, and she looked at my husband. She goes, haven't you guys realized that this kid is severely autistic and mentally retarded? And first of all, I wasn't looking for anybody to lie to me. We were we had been working with Justin.
Pero, espérate. It's not about lying to you.
I wasn't looking for like sugarcoating. I wasn't looking for. I was there for a reason. We were trying to move forward. So, I
would be like, bitch, you're mentally retarded.
Listen, she says so many bad things. Like she said that kids with autism. Tell me, your child. Okay, picture this. Children on the autism spectrum. I have 5 children, she tells me. I have one on the autism spectrum. And I can tell you that children on the spectrum do not love their parents. More often than not, especially in cases like yours, who is severely autistic, she said it again, severely autistic and mentally retarded, he doesn't even know who his parents are. And so I don't know if that was in the initial visit, because believe it or not, I did see this monster one more time. Not because I wanted to, but because she had sent a battery of tests and we wanted to see. I wasn't going to put my child through all these testing again or have to request records. So we did see her one more time. And then after that, of course, I never went back to her. But when we went the second time, we took my sister-in-law with us. And my sister-in-law was carrying Justin. And she says, you see what I'm saying? That kids with autism don't even love their parents. He doesn't even know that you're his mother. He went running to his aunt and put his arms up so his aunt carries him. As far as he's concerned, she's his mother. He doesn't even know the difference.
Those are the things that just...
And I don't even know where to start with this woman. Like she said during that visit, she said his MRI of the brain was completely normal. But we know it's not normal. And I'm like, okay. She goes, it's like, say you have a car in the garage and it's missing the engine. The car looks great on the outside, but it doesn't run. Love these analogies that so yeah. And I can tell, like, listen, the video's going really far. I can tell you so many things that this woman said and that other people, both medical professionals and out of the medical community, have told us. But yeah, that was probably the worst. I got so much negativity from those 2 visits that...
I can tell you mine.
But please do.
I can tell you mine. There are 2 things. One from a professional. Actually, a professional has also told me the second one. But, okay. Like I said, when we first got the diagnosis and all that stuff, when the doctor was almost going to walk out, he says, oh, he may stay like that and let's see how far he gets.
Right.
It was one of those things that, guys, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And please, doctors, people that take care of it. Let me just go back. Mm-hmm. When you have a sick patient, okay, regardless of their diagnosis, and you have family members, and you have, people that you need to speak to, have a little common sense.
Right.
And have at least, I don't know if you need to go to a training or whatever it is, but bedside manners.
I feel like some of that has been lost for such a long time.
Oh my God.
I don't feel like it used to be that way. You know how our parents talk about, a doctor that used to come to the house, and how the doctor in town was everybody's friend. And
they're people. They're people too. Mm-hmm. They're humans. They have their days. They have their good days and their bad days and everything else. But come on. I mean, you're there with in my case, right? Mm-hmm. And, and also in that case too, you're having your child getting diagnosed, figuring out what to do next, and you're talking to them like that.
I feel like it's such a vulnerable moment.
Compassion.
Yes.
Compassion. Hello.
There's none.
I feel overall the world is lacking compassion.
Right.
But I think, as day go by, there's none. There's none. I don't understand why.
I feel like if I'm bringing you my child, so that you can provide, like, you don't get more vulnerable than that.
Yes.
You know, there's something so like, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like you're seeing me naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm bringing you this, like, I don't even know how to explain. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's such a vulnerable moment for us.
Yes.
That it doesn't cost anything to be kind.
And the second one that I've had from even family members or even people, and also from professionals, I've heard it many times, is you're not the only one. You're not the only one that's going through this. That to me, that to me is, you know, my first thought when somebody tells me like something like that is like, no shit, Sherlock. I know that.
Yeah. But
it's almost like dismissing
your feelings and your situation and
your situation,
yes.
dismissing, you know, right now you're looking at two people, okay, that have two different kids, two different levels of autism.
Right.
I would never, never, ever, ever, ever say to Lisette, oh, but yeah, you know, you're not the only one.
Right.
You know, yeah, deal with it. You know, kind of, it almost makes me feel like it's like, deal with it.
You're completely dismissing this other person's feelings and like in total disregard for,
yes, she has more challenges than mine in certain ways, but I still have challenges.
They're just different challenges.
They're different. They look different. They you know, they last different. They you know, all of that, but there's still challenges nonetheless.
Right.
So it's almost like if, you know, somebody passes away and you see the family devastated and everything else. Would you tell that person, oh, listen, don't cry. You're not the only one that this happens to. You wouldn't do that, would you?
That's, yeah. You didn't mean really.
And
don't cry. People die.
It's like, you're not the only one in this world. Yeah, I know that. But can I please have my moment of, like, you know.
Now that you said that, it's also like you're mourning the loss of a parent, let's say. And somebody comes and says something like, ay, pero, you know, at least they already rested. They lived a long life, you know, they got to 80. Yeah, they did. But they're still my parent, and I still love them, and I still miss them, and I'm going through this. It's like you're completely dismissing the situation.
I've read it somewhere, I can't remember where, about there's certain things that you don't say when somebody passes away. And I think that was one of them.
One of them, yeah.
You have to be mindful of what you say.
Yes.
Because, again, you cannot dismiss somebody else's feelings.
No.
You may be going through, I don't know, a breakup. You're devastated for a week, and then you move on.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, one that really pissed me off when I was going through breakups, there are other fish in the seas. No shit, but that's the fish I want. Hello? That really, like, you know, that really would also upset me, because I'm like, I'm hurting. Like,
yes. So again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And yes, we're not the only ones going through this. And that's why we're here, to give you support, to give you as much as information as, and so you can feel like you're not alone. And yes, you're not the only one in this world that this is happening to, but it's your pain, is your situation, is your household, is your feelings.
And I think, like, you know, I heard this on another podcaster, or I don't know, I guess, content creator, said, hard is hard. My hard may be different than your hard, and vice versa, but that doesn't mean your hard isn't hard. Like,
It's less hard than the other one.
No, it's just
By the way, that sounded kind of like...
pornographic.
See? Die harder.
It's not that it sounded pornographic, it's that it's where your head is. Because I didn't even think of that.
You didn't think of that?
Not really. Not now.
Well, now you did?
Now I did. Yikes.
Ay, Dios mío. You know, just have a laugh and understand that yes, this is hard.
Speaking of hard.
This is hard. But and you're gonna encounter people that are gonna talk crap. You're gonna encounter people that are gonna be very supportive.
Yeah.
You're gonna encounter all kinds of people all throughout this journey. But do what's right for you. Do what's right for your child and your family. Yeah, and that's it.
So I hope you enjoyed our little clip. I don't know about it being enjoyable.
No, I don't
But we would love to again involve you guys in the conversation. Share your thoughts and what that has been for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you've been in that position before.
I think everybody has at one
So-
moment or another.
Who
You know,
knows?
special needs children or not. I think we've all kind of been in that moment.
Yeah, yeah. So, follow us. SpectrumMamis.com.
Yes.
Our website. SpectrumMamis. MAMIS.com.
Yes. Also, if you, as we mentioned in every episode, if you prefer to listen to us rather than watch our YouTube videos, which you can do by visiting YouTube or our website, and our website is always recommended, you can also do that through the many podcast platforms that we are on. We are on most of those. So,
And we're in social media.
and
we're
we are all over social media. So
You can't miss us.
definitely
So
You'll
we
find
see you
us.
next time.
see you next time. Bye.
Bye.